Hi guys, welcome to new video. So today we'll take a look on another 1v1 game from Armies of Exigo, and this time it will be a 1v1 matchup between MaCrOzerg and Suwak. So let's just start it. We are on the map Inner Sanctum. In the bottom left corner we have MaCrOzerg with the green Empire, and in top right corner of the map we have yellow color Suwak with Empire as well. So we have an Empire mirror, two really good players, also finalists of the Armies of Exigo Championship 2024. So let's see how their rematch will look like now. Seems like there might be some lags for Suwak. Left legger, yeah, he was probably speccing them maybe. But I don't know if they will resolve this, but this should be a nice replay, so I think this should not be a problem. MaCrOzerg, yeah, now better, okay, so that shouldn't be a problem for this matchup. Now MaCrOzerg is already setting up his barracks here, also bringing a second peasant and making a farm there. And Suwak a little bit later, also going for his barracks here. We don't see a farm yet, but it's not really necessary this early, so that should be fine. He actually is sending the newly produced peasant to save some walking time here from the town hall, and sending it here for this farm, also probably a little bit better timed, but this will be also totally fine. We see production of peasants on both sides, they are also texting during that, so seems like multitasking is not a problem for these two players. Farm on the side of MaCrOzerg is already finished, peasant returning to gold, and now the barracks are already finished, and first swordsman is being produced, plus also a tower is being placed down between or behind these two buildings in the front line. Suwak a little bit later here, but his peasant is going for immediate scouting, so a little bit different approach. The peasant that finished the farm is not going back to gold, but going for a scout, and the peasant from the barracks is not going for a tower, but going back to the gold. So resources should be kind of balanced, just MaCrOzerg doing the more safe approach with a tower, while Suwak is going for more offensive approach with a scout. And now he's also going for a tower, but a little bit later. Maybe this was a mistake because he lost lots of walking time there, but shouldn't matter that much. He already has his first swordsman out as well. MaCrOzerg even staying with the swordsman at home, not scouting at all. So he's scouting with swordsman and peasant, and MaCrOzerg just staying really turtle heavy here. I think he wants to create his expansion as soon as possible because that is just his playstyle. But Suwak might actually still make the expansion sooner here. So that looks pretty interesting. Even though he's playing more offensively, he will still be able to potentially make the expansion sooner. There he was just waiting for wood, now he can place it down. Tower also finished, he can upgrade that. And actually now the Suwak got here with the peasant, but the tower is already finished, plus there was a swordsman, so the peasant died, and he doesn't know if there is an expansion. I don't think the vision would reach that. And now MaCrOzerg is also going for expansion, so basically the same opener. Suwak definitely had it a little bit better timed, and he will have the expansion sooner, plus getting some information, but at the same time he lost a peasant, and the timing here with the tower was also not perfect, but overall still seems pretty much balanced. MaCrOzerg on 2 more population, but Suwak has more resources. He's also struggling with population a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't have his farm here, but he didn't need it. Peasant was still in production, now going for 11th century, so early Phoenix scout will be out, while MaCrOzerg is going for second barracks actually, so more military approach for just stronger army, while Suwak really just is trying to get as much information as possible with all the scouting. Yeah? So as we saw it, first peasant, then swordsman, and now even a phoenix soon. But one tower won't protect it without the swordsman blocking it here, so even though the swordsman died, he scouted the expansion of Suwak. If MaCrOzerg checked this HP, he knows that Suwak will have the expansion a little bit sooner, like 300 more HP maybe, 250 I would say rather. Same, yeah, basically the same. 2 peasants on gems here, 4 on wood, that's kinda a lot, but we see basically the same thing here, just one of them is building the blacksmith. Tier 2 also finishing for MaCrOzerg, 80%. Suwak not doing that, he's staying on tier 1 for now, and now also making his second barracks, but MaCrOzerg already has both barracks ready. Expansions finished on both sides, and there was actually another scout, also another scout in this base, so both players are scouting the bases with some swordsmen. I don't even know who actually lost more units by now, but definitely both of them lost something at least. But yeah, definitely the Suwak scouting is still superior, I think. Actually going for Dryad, so he doesn't want to get a Phoenix quickly for scouting around the map, but he wants to set up some flowers early to have some vision constantly on multiple places, which is of course good to seeing the enemy attacks. Phoenix is better to scouting enemy expansions or just seeing what he is building in his base. Which is a temple for now. MaCrOzerg not even... He has blacksmith, so he can make elven rangers against air, but he didn't even make elven sanctuary, so he cannot really protect himself against potential Valkyrie attack, but it doesn't seem like the strategy Suwak will be going for. He's going for tier 2 now, blacksmith, another farm, and lots of peasants already on the goal. He definitely has more there in the expansion, but MaCrOzerg is also getting some extra gems here, so that might prove definitely more valuable. He has way more gems than Suwak, and Suwak is not spending them at all yet. He made only that one Dryad and one Phoenix, but he doesn't have a temple yet, or just overall tier 2. Our forest is already placed here. Dryad returned to regenerate some mana. Lots of swordsmen, definitely Suwak has more swordsmen now in this fight, but MaCrOzerg has 3 more swordsmen at home, now getting trailblazing, and also elf rangers together with precision archery. And lots of priests here, so looking really good. He wasn't producing here for a second in the town hall, but now fixing it. But I think Suwak should have a small economical advantage because this expansion started working sooner. Now he also has the Phoenix and he's going for the Valkyrie approach. We will see... okay, MaCrOzerg already made his Elven Sanctuary as well. He's going for Dryad as well, but he will also be prepared for the air harassment. Now also getting the Elf Rangers, so I don't think Suwak will succeed with the Valkyries, but it might help him with some potential harassment, maybe forcing MaCrOzerg to spend some resources on some Phoenixes. Of course, Suwak will also spend lots of resources on all the infrastructure here because he needs to make the Valkyrie beacon, also 2 more Elven Sanctuaries, so it's just lots of infrastructure to really even get into the air units and start utilizing them, even though the counter for that is much easier. You just make Elven Sanctuary, few Phoenixes, and you can deal with them quite quickly. Suwak now going for a temple quite late, as we saw MaCrOzerg already had it for quite some time. He already has 2 priests here. Third one will be finished now, and fourth one immediately starting after that. Also MaCrOzerg is setting up a tower here for potential third base. The tower is already being upgraded, but we saw that Suwak had a Phoenix here, so he definitely scouted that. Also, even though the flowers are invisible, so you maybe wouldn't see them if you didn't really focus on that, the Phoenix is scout invisible units, so I think both pairs should really easily find the flowers. And now we might have an encounter in the middle. Of course, both pairs know about each other. Both pairs have similar armies, but Suwak doesn't have the priest, so I wouldn't really encounter this fight until he gets the priest. Population is basically balanced. MaCrOzerg still a huge advantage in gems, even though he's producing the priest already, so Suwak definitely needs to catch up in that sense. And now he also has an idle peasant here, no production in the temple, even though it's already finished, which is the main thing he needs to do now. He needs to start getting the priest. He actually spent all the gems on something. Actually, sorry, he's getting the Valkyries. That is where all the gems are going. He could have lots of Valkyries, so maybe the gems are actually more balanced than we might have thought. The question now is if they can fight this off or not. There is a tower, of course. MaCrOzerg doesn't want to push into this. He just wants to keep Suwak on the back foot, keep him occupied, pushed into his base, and during that, of course, create another expansion to gain some economical advantage. But if now Suwak goes for a push, it might be devastating for MaCrOzerg, who is not really making any more anti-air. He's just going for some priests here, making some elf rangers, of course, but those are not really like a straight up counter to Valkyries, because Valkyries have way better mobility. They can of course fly over objects, so the harassment is still too quick. You can just attack from multiple sides on villagers, and it won't be really defendable by elf rangers. You need the phoenixes for it. But now I think he saw the Valkyries for the first time. He's not producing phoenixes yet, but we have Elven Sanctuary open here. We'll see if he will react with some phoenixes now, or just maybe simply more elf rangers. Valkyries are definitely doing some damage there, but Suwak is losing all of his ground army, and I didn't really like this encounter, to be honest. Even though Suwak is still ahead in both resources and population, I think the Valkyries should have been rather harassing somewhere, while the army is just keeping the army of MaCrOzerg occupied somewhere, but the Valkyries should be mainly used for harassment. Now we see towers being immediately placed down, even though no phoenix is still. But if we can stop this obsidian tower, that might be huge. Definitely some value from that. Suwak trying to also make an expansion, but I don't think he can hold it. He's still investing mainly into Valkyries while also making goblin workshops and, gnome workshops and also more barracks. So also trying to now swap a little bit more to the ground army, and his Valkyries are finally in the offense, getting some harassment here on the base of MaCrOzerg, and he cannot really defend this. He has some towers here that he needs to upgrade. He doesn't have too many resources, he's behind on population. This is not looking too good for him. The question now is if he can potentially push this, because he has a decent army. Of course, there is also lots of units from Suwak, who is still harassing the enemy base. This got finished, but I don't know how, but it should definitely get stopped by the Valkyries, hopefully in time. Priests quickly getting target focused fire there with the Elf Rangers, but he destroyed the tower. He is kinda in the base here. Of course, Suwak still has full income from both bases. On the other side, we have MaCrOzerg, who is getting more and more expansions. Of course, the Obsidian Tower will get stopped. He doesn't want to have to deal with decrease. But this army is pretty strong, so might be kinda tough for Suwak to stop that. He has one more upgrade on the Elf Rangers, plus 1 damage. Also one upgrade on Valkyries for damage. 2 expansions basically fully working for both players. Suwak now trying to stabilize the third base, but he's definitely getting pushed here heavily. Not sure what this is. He needs to start fighting, which he started. And we even see some enchants here being used from both players. Also the Valkyries, they have decent HP, so you can definitely use them for tanking the damage, but he needs to achieve with them. This was too late, one of them will fall. Swordsman nicely getting into the melee range, and now the catapults are coming. So this is the end of push of MaCrOzerg. He can try to kite here a little bit the Swordsman, but the catapults will just push them away. Even though he has the flower, he sees them, but he's not really reacting. Valkyries still just harassing there. But the catapults shouldn't be really fightable with the Elf Rangers. Another enchant, nice catch there. And it really looks like MaCrOzerg will be pushed back, and he's still actually ahead in population. He's really close, but he is slightly ahead. Suwak nicely harassing this base as well, but there is already Elf Rangers with the fire arrows actually. And now also he is getting some pikemen to rush on the enemy backline of Suwak's catapults, because pikemen will kill them even quicker with the pike damage, and they are also really quick, especially with the elixir of strength that also increases their movement speed together with plus 3 damage. MaCrOzerg also already has this base. His main base is getting revitalized. He has way too many peasants here. He should redistribute them between all the other bases. He's struggling a little bit with wood, that's for sure, but he's still ahead with population. He has more income, and Suwak needs to definitely either launch a strong push, which he's trying to do now. This will be a huge loss for MaCrOzerg, losing all of these units while maybe killing like 1 Valkyrie or something, but this is really bad. Also, those are leveled up archers, so it's even a bigger loss. We even see a lesser aura of speed for Valkyrie here, so his army will be moving quicker, but nice move from MaCrOzerg here, running here quickly across the whole map with his melee army, and here are the pikemen. They didn't necessarily kill the second catapult there, but they definitely took out some archers, and even a priest. But of course now the Valkyries are a big problem, because you can't really fight those with these ground melee units. So even though that was a good idea against the catapults and Elf Rangers, the Valkyries are still something he has to deal with. But with the Elf Rangers, with the fire arrows, I think this might work. Especially when Suwak also needs to waste some time killing the priests here. And as you can see, the Elf Rangers are actually nicely holding the Valkyries off. Suwak is trying to get another expansion there, but MaCrOzerg still has the economical advantage. I don't know if he has maybe team building, that would definitely... or teamwork, that would definitely help a lot, because he could power build this with 5 peasants, but doesn't seem like he has, or he's not utilizing it. And MaCrOzerg immediately placing down another base with 2 peasants. He has lots of more units at home, some melee units. He's not even using them, he's just trying to get some damage onto the enemy here with the ranged units. Only 1 upgrade still, plus the fire arrows. Same for Suwak, but I don't think he has the fire arrows. Yeah, he's behind on that. But of course he has the Valkyries that are doing a great job here, even against the Elf Rangers, that can also do some damage to them. But at home MaCrOzerg still doesn't have any towers, so if the Valkyries would be used for harassment, I think it would be a better value here. Unfortunately these peasants might be quite valuable. I think MaCrOzerg will lose this anyway, so we should probably kill those, because those are hard to reproduce. We have usually more production buildings than the buildings for creating peasants, but now we see a nice push of swordsmen running onto the economy of Suwak once again. Unfortunately, I think this will be a huge loss for MaCrOzerg once more. I don't think he will get enough value from this push. But maybe yes, he killed lots of peasants there. He's even splitting, totally ignoring any units of Suwak, going for another economy. 2 pikemen try to harass this, but there is towers everywhere now. MaCrOzerg doesn't have any towers at home, but in all the expansions he makes sure he definitely has something. He cleared this as well, but he's definitely getting some heavy hits on his economy. He's like 20 population behind now. He found this. Tower will get finished in time. Really lucky for MaCrOzerg here. Unfortunately, this won't be pushable by these 3 pikemen anymore for Suwak, so he will probably just lose them. And he's continuing his push right here. All the Valkyries are ready. 10 population difference. Resources kind of balanced. Expansion of Suwak here fully working. This one kind of harassed. This working. This is empty. MaCrOzerg setting up another base. And oh, it looks like the game lagged. Okay, this is kinda weird, but I know that this happened before with some other replays as well. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I won't be able to finish this replay for you then, guys. This is really sad. But unfortunately, I really can't do much. It just froze, and I experienced this before with one replay and I wasn't able to finish watching it. There was just some mistake and it just freezes the whole game, even if I will restart the replay. So this is really sad, guys. I will still post this, so that is why we are watching it now. Unfortunately, we don't know the result. I don't know it either because I didn't watch this game before. I just see the replay now for the first time. But I hope that MaCrOzerg or Suwak will tell us in the comments at least who won this game. We can't look on the results either, unfortunately. This is really sad because it was a really nice game. I would like to see the results and also how it would continue. There was still 20% more for this game, but unfortunately it just seems to be corrupted a little bit, the file. If someone has another file of this that maybe you think would work, we can take a look on that, and maybe I can make a separate video where we'll finish that last 17%, but unfortunately I really can't do much now. But it's such a good game that I will still post it even though it's not finished. So hope you guys won't mind, and once again I hope MaCrOzerg or Suwak or even Galmars, who was also watching here, will tell us a little bit more, maybe make some more detailed description in the comments how this actually ended, because until then we won't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye.